Hello and welcome to another video by Black Bear Dog Trading. This is Lode. I'm your host for today, and if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm glad you're here, and if you're new here, please join us. We're welcoming you with open arms. We're glad to have you. In today's video, I want to talk about moving averages a little bit more. If you watched my last video prior to this one, it comes with a download for the moving averages, everything about moving averages. It's short read, 15 pages long or so. If you haven't downloaded it yet, watch the video. I'll post another link to it right here on this video so that you can go there and download the booklet. And with this booklet, I decided to then also release a moving average strategy. And that's what this video today is all about. It's an EA that handles strictly the moving average crossover. So it is not about moving averages being above or below with price ranging at a certain level. It is strictly catching crossovers combined with RSI and ADX, and we'll get into that in a little detail. It's a very simple strategy. It has about a 72% win ratio, which isn't bad at all. It doesn't have a large menu or things that you need to fill out, and it's very straightforward and very simple to use. I have it already on my chart. You can download it. Again, a link in the description box below, free of charge as always, and simply install it in your experts subdirectory in MT4. Unfortunately, it only works with MT4 trading platform, MegaTrader 4. It's because that's the platform I happen to have been using for more than 10 years now, so that's what I'll basically focus on. Again, download it from the link below, install it in your experts directory in MetaTrader 4. If you don't know how to get there, just click with your MetaTrader open, click on File, click on Open Data Folders, and let me move this up here so you actually get to see this. It will bring up your empty form directories. Click on MQL4. Then click on experts. I have mine stored under BBDT, which is Black Bear Dog Trading. You don't have to make a subdirectory, but you simply copy it in there. It's called MA Cross, and that's all you have to do. Once you have that set up, by the way, just click on the X to close it all out. Once you have all that set up, then go back to your chart and click Control N like Nancy to load up the navigator. Go to the Experts Advisor, right click your mouse, click on refresh so that you reload everything. If you don't have a subdirectory but straight loaded, everything will be there without the subdirectory name. In my case, these are the EAs again stored under my subdirectory. And I click on just MA Cross and then drag it onto your chart. In this case, it's going to ask me, it's already installed, do I want to stop what I'm doing with the current currency pair? If yes, it will reload it. I'm going to say yes. In your case, that question will not be asked because you don't have anything installed yet, so I'll just say yes at this moment. So now you see it automatically brings up the menu. Everything has been preset, but I'm going to go over this with you anyway. The default settings are for the fast MA 20, for the slow MA 50. The MA type is exponential. Again, download the booklet from the previous video. It explains exactly why we're using MA 20 and MA 50, and you'll get to understand all the logic behind it. It'll make it easier for you to follow along as well. Plus, you learn a thing or two possibly. So the RSI period is the default period 14. That means 14 days that we track to see where the RSI, or the relatively strength index, meaning the strength of price, where it's been over the last 14 days. Then buy level Normally the RSI comes defaulted with 30 and 70. 30 is for the oversold level and 70 is for the overbought level. That's its default setting. We changed this. We changed this by setting a buy level that is 55 and a sell level that is 45. That means that until the RSI crosses above 55, we will not even consider a potential buy position. And if the RSI doesn't cross below the 45 sell level, we will not even consider a sell position. Of course, this comes all combined with everything else that we're using on the chart, being also the ADX as well as the moving averages. So we're moving on to the ADX. The ADX, or which stands for average directional indicator, movement indicator, is nothing more but a trend strength indicator. That's all it is. Again, the period is over the course of 14 days is the default setting, and the threshold that we use is 25. This is based on overall market acceptance that 25 seems to be a good indicator, a good level for the indicator to tell us whether or not we have a strong trend, a weak trend, a very strong trend, a really weak trend, so forth and so on. This is, you can change this. You click on it and you set just remember this, the higher you put this number, the longer it will take for the EA to determine that the strength is super strong. The lower you put this number, the quicker the EA will determine the trend, but it will be a weaker trend. In fact, I will show you exactly what I have this here somewhere. Here we go. These are the settings that are generally accepted of what the strength of a trend is. And again, as you see, between 25 and 50, strong trend. Below 25, 20 to 25, possible start of a trend, weak trend, and below 20 is a weak trend. Above 50, very strong trend, and above 75 is a super strong trend, which is very rare. So that's what this 25 is based on. It's like the golden middle way, and that's what we use for our trading, because the cancel this, sorry about that. The EA here, the MA cross EA, is based on several conditions. Number one, it must be a 100% crossover of the MAs. It doesn't matter if the fast MA is above the slow MA or the other way around. Doesn't matter where price is. It must be an actual crossover, and as the crossover of the MAs happens, the RSI must be, if it's a downward cross, below 45, and the ADX, or the trend strength, must be 25 or greater. If it is an upward cross where the fast MA moves above the slow MA, then the RSI buy level must be at 55 or greater, and the ADX, or the trend strength indicator, must be at 25 or greater, and only then will we have actual entry, either buy or sell conditions. So the risk percentage is what you set. I always use 10%. I've been doing this for how many years, and I'm not going to change that. Of course, you don't need to follow my lead. You take what you feel comfortable with. Slippage is an adjustment of pips that you allow for, so that when you enter or close a position, that your order will be executed. In other words, slippage means you're not saying to the broker, I want this price, if not, do not enter my order. I want this price, if not, do not close my order. So this gives you a little bit of a leadway. Again, general market acceptance is anywhere from 3 to 5 Never go more than that, because you're giving it away and you're losing money. But 3, I always use 3. 3 to 5 is about right. So stop loss, this will automatically, once you enter a position, trigger stop loss and take profit. The stop loss is at 100 pips, the take profit at 200 pips. That's a 2-to-1 ratio. You can set this, of course, any way you want. The trailing stop is set to 50, meaning that the trailing stop will be automatically triggered once 50 pips have been, the price has moved 50 pips in the direction of your position. So then we have partial profit. If that's set to false, you will not have a partial profit. Set to true, then the system will automatically take partial profit at a certain level. The level are in pips. So once the price has moved 50 pips in the direction of your position, it will then automatically take 0.5 or 50% of whatever profit you earn. You can change these numbers. You can make this, if 50 pips is too little for you, change it to whatever you like. 200 if you want to take more than half of the profits, make it bigger. For example, 80, that will take 80% of what I'm doing, of the profits that I'm making. And then we have also news cutoff hours, 12 o'clock and 14 hours. This is all military time. So what this tells the EA is that it will not look for entry positions during those hours, because it may be that there is sudden news popping up or whatnot. And as you see right now, it was quiet for a while, and all of a sudden it went boom. So likely, since I'm trading Aussie Japanese, likely something happened there a few seconds ago. So that's to protect yourself from getting thrown in a major loss, most likely, because price may go wild. Then you have set email alert. I'm going to set this to false. I keep saying false. It's false. I don't want an email alert, but I do want a push notification alert on my cell phone. The notifications are when you enter an order and when you close an order. Last but not least, you have some generic settings. Black is simply the color of the text. Light gray is the color of the background. And auto trading is automatically set to false. This EA can completely run 24 hours around the clock on autopilot. It will automatically open orders, close orders based on all the parameters that you've set in here. It's completely hands off. I personally don't like that. I like to be in charge of my trades. I want to confirm what the computer tells me, what the bot tells me, and I want to have the option to enter the trade. If I concur with, well, yeah, everything checks, okay, let me enter a trade. So if you set this to fold, you will get a pop-up message when the conditions are met for buy or sell, giving you the opportunity to take the trade or not. While set this to true, then the bot will do this automatically for you, not asking you anything, and simply send you a push notification saying, hey, I just opened up a trade, position buy or sell for X number of lot, X number of pips, and that's it. So with the settings done, click on OK. Now we're waiting for the first pip to come. I can close this out. And here is what you get for information. It shows you at present where the fast MA is at. We have a 20. It's sticking at 92 something. The slow MA is trailing it pretty tightly. Then the direction of the moving average is that the fast MA is presently at below the slow MA, so we're down. It says that as far as the MA cross, however, we don't have it. Remember, it doesn't take just where price is going. It has to, this is an actual crossover strategy. The RSI is low, which is sell. It's below 45. The trend, the ADX, is definitely very strong. It's above 25. Our spread at this point is 2.7% or 27 points. That means that we have to make up 27 points in order to start seeing profits. So I kind of put that there because sometimes people wonder, well, how much distance is a spread? Now you know. And 1 point is 10 pips. So you would have to do 270 pips until you earn some profit. Then my risk is at 10%. And if we have an actual buy or sell signal, this would change from none to either buy or sell. And if it's fully automated, it would then trigger a buy or sell. In my case, it's not fully automated. It will give me a message asking me if I want to buy or sell. This is it. We are done. That's the whole system. So for clarity though, I highly recommend that you add moving average and RSI to the chart. You don't have to. There is no requirement for this EA for it to be there. But for visual aid, I highly recommend you add them. So the only requirement you have is that moving average parameters must match the parameters that you have set up here in your menu. And the same for the RSI. So let's go over this. It's very simple. In MT4, just click on the indicator list. We go to moving average. We take a 50 exponential because that's what we have it set to. You use whatever color you like. Click OK. Here's the first one. We repeat for the second one. We're using 20 in our menu setup. So we change this to 20. We use exponential. So we go and we'll change the color. I'll use something, I don't know, like this color right here. And we click OK. And there we go. Now here, as you can see, we had a crossover. If we would have entered, we would have had this EA active at the moment when this happened, and the RSI and the ADX were all lining up according to the rules. This would have given us a sell entry signal, and it would have been a neat little short run. Remember, I'm on the 1 minute chart here intentionally, so you see it moving and how it works. So I'm also going to add the RSI. Again, I click on the indicator list. I go to customs indicators, click on the RSI. The default settings is 14. I leave it at that. Then the levels. As you can see, it's set to 30 and 70, which are the defaults. We're going to change this. We're going to match those with our menu settings, which, as you see on the printout on the little screen, for the low, we're going to put this to 45, and for the high, we're going to put this to 55. We click on, again, pick whatever color you want. Click on OK, and now the RSI has been added, and you see your two levels right here. Above 55, buy opportunity. Below 45, sell opportunity. In between, nothing happening. No need to worry about it. Again, you don't have to have these indicators, but it's nice because it adds visually, and it gives you, so you have a little bit clearer picture of what's really going on, other than just relying on the info panel here. This is the entire EA method, the entire MA or moving average crossover method. Again, it's very simple, it's very straightforward, but it's pretty accurate. I want to say one more thing about RSI and ADX. The reason why we use momentum or price strength and trend strength is so that we avoid all this right here when the market goes flat. As you notice, if we align this up, we are sitting here bouncing back and forth. We go above a little bit, back down, below a little bit, back up, down a little bit again, and this would be nothing but false signals. But considering we track the RSI and it stays between the two buffer zones that we have, these signals are completely ignored, and so it minimizes having fake signals, and that's always good in trading. Last but not least, I want to add a little tidbit or a little piece of tool that I use to find out what currency pairs should I trade during what time of the day. Because some currency pairs overlap, like early in the morning it's the British pound with the US dollar, they overlap, or Europe with America, if you want to call it like that. So the London exchange with the New York exchange, those are the proper terms. They overlap early in the morning. Later in the day, it's more or less the Asian markets. Later on in the day, it's still another market. So you want to know that you trade the currencies, and you want to, you don't want to just sit there wasting your time waiting for price to move and nothing is really happening. And since I trade the 1 to 4 hour chart, let me set this back to right now a 1 hour chart. This would be extremely painfully slow going for me because there is no movement. So I have two options of doing this. I can look at the MT4 built-in watch list and see these arrows, which ones are really moving. Are they just sitting there one color for all eternity, or are they actually, as you can see here, moving back and forth, up, down, changing colors? That's the first thing. The more rapid they change, the more movement there is, and it's a good currency pair to consider to trade. The other feature you can use is a little tool that I use, and I'll post a link to this in the description box below. You do not have to, even though it says here spread only account, you do not have to have an actual account. As you can see, I'm not even logged in, but I like to use this tool because it has a nice little visual aid with little border boxes, and you see really what is moving here. For example, the Aussie Norwegian krone is literally, I mean, look at this, it's going berserk. There's rapid movement. In between here are also some movements going, like the Aussie Japanese, the Ninja. That's why I'm on the Aussie Ninja. Look, there is movement here. But if I go back up to the, I'm a little too far up right here, you see the Euro, the USD JPY, the British Pound, the Aussie USD, the British Pound, Euro. There's nothing happening. It just sits here. I mean, so there's no need for me to even look and trade this. It would just be painstakingly slow. So, and you can have as many of those as you want to study. Just click on show more, and it'll give you a more extended list. So this is how I determine which currency pairs I can trade. Now, don't just jump on this without thought. For example, the Aussie Norwegian krone has clearly been going, I mean, non-stop. But look at the spread. I mean, you don't want that. I mean, look how much you have ground you have to make up before you even can potentially materialize a profit. Here's another one that's high. The Aussie Chinese yuan, you know, the same thing. Here's another one that's high. The Aussie, what is PLN? I don't even know what that is, PLN. That's actually a good question. Let me look that up. What is currency pair? Is that, let's see, currency, if I could type at least, currency pair PLN. What does this say? Oh, Polish Zloty. So if I'm even pronouncing this correctly. So you know that you don't want to be trading this. So even though you see a lot of movement, pay attention to it. Just don't go in willy-nilly and say, oh, I now have a pair that moves, I'm going to make some quick bucks. Nothing works like that. So pay attention. So anyway, again, I'll post a link to this in the description box below. A nice little reference, a nice little tool. I use it every day. So anyway, that is it for today. I dragged on a little bit, blabbered a little bit. Nonetheless, I hope I provided you with good info, and I'll see you in the next one. As always, please take care of yourself and God bless.